11 Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
And we welcome you to Week 11 of the Simulation Football League. Live here in Charleston, South Carolina, from Fort Moultrie Memorial Stadium, the Atlanta Swarm have come to pay a visit to the Charleston Predators. Welcome in, folks. My name is Eric Benson alongside Denver Nightwings owner Jeremy Vega. And Jeremy, we've got a good one today. Playoffs are knocking on the door, and both these teams are fighting to clinch a playoff spot here.
Absolutely, and when you have two teams going head-to-head that are both fighting for their playoff lives, you know it's going to be great football, especially with one team, the Charleston Predators, having a great defense and Atlanta Swarm having a great offense, and it's just going to make for a great game today.
And as you notice there in the head-to-head, neither of these teams have played each other in SFL history, so this will be a good one here today as we get a look at the coin toss down there at midfield. And as Jeremy mentioned, Atlanta first in passing yards per game, first in total yards per game. Meanwhile, on the reverse side there, Charleston has a pretty salty defense, only allowing 20 points a game. And kickoff is coming up next. We've got a good one in store for you. Early morning, Week 11 action here in the SFL. Stay tuned with us. And Atlanta will go ahead and kick things off to the Predators to start things off. Jay Miraculous, the Week 9 signing, has the ball teed up and ready to go. And ball is in the air. We're ready here in Charleston. Fielded from about the 10-yard line. The Predators, a little spin move out to the 27-yard line, and that's where Charleston will take over. T.D. Drew and company will come out here. Keith Swearingen, the running back, Ken McCarro, and Shea Carroll, the wide receivers, along with Jay Taylor and Sean Harrelson, the tight end. Anything that kind of jumps out at you here about this offense, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's going to be Keith Swearingen, 45 yards away from breaking the 1,000-yard mark. He's 7th in the league in rushing, and he's going to need to carry this offense because they haven't been very good this season, but we'll see how they do against this Atlanta defense.
And he does get that first down carry for 4 yards out to the 31-yard line. We're going to look at the Atlanta Swarm defense quickly. Joshua Williams at defensive tackle. Lawrence Sackham, the Week 11 signing in his first SFL game. Dylan Rowland, Roscoe Justice, Aquana Shine, the linebackers. Jack Napier, Blake Hamrack, the corners. Aaron Lee, Blake Chance, and Mitchell O'Brien, the safeties. 2nd and 6 from the 31. Another handoff to Swearingen. He's got first down yardage and more out across the 40 to the 42-yard line of Charleston.
So far, 2 runs in a row up the middle and no answer from Atlanta's linebackers. But Dylan Rowland and Aquanta Shine are some of the best linebackers in this league, and they might be the best linebacker duo, so we'll see how they adjust early.
And Rowland coming back to Atlanta. Spent some time over in Chicago and Tallahassee as well. Free play here for Charleston as the Swarm defense got a head start there. Only a gain of 1 on the actual play, but like I said, they will get free 5 yards here courtesy of the Swarm defense. And looks like number 98, the guilty party there. Looks like that was Greg Julian getting a head start there, and that's certainly not what you want to see starting things off, giving free 5 yards away here, Jeremy.
Not on the road. You're going to have to keep your anticipation and excitement in check so you're not letting Charleston get these free yards and move the ball downfield.
Drew under center, short drop. He's going to throw it to the far sideline. A little out route there, wide open and close to a first down as Swearingen was the receiver on that play.
I'm liking Charleston's offense. They're running up the middle, bringing the defense inside, and then they're hitting them with route, and that's going to set them up with a 3rd and short, I think.
It's actually going to be 2nd and short since they got the 5 yards there from the penalty. So it's 2nd and 1. TD Drew with the handoff. Swearingen get first down yardage and more. Out across midfield and to the Atlanta 47-yard line. And this is a good-looking drive so far here from Charleston, moving the ball methodically, but Swearingen the focal point of the offense.
And with TD Drew only having 7 passing touchdowns on the season, the offense is going to have to go through Keith Swearingen. And so far, it looks like that is their game plan.
4 wide receivers this time for Drew to work with. No Swearingen this time around. He's in trouble right away, and he's going to go down unblocked right up the middle. Was Joshua Williams getting in there for the sack.
Williams going to be picking up his 8th sack on the season, and it just a blown assignment there, and he came free, and that's not what you want from your offensive line if you're Charleston. Don't want to kill this drive you have. That's turning out to be a pretty good one so far in the opening one.
Both teams fighting for their playoff lives today. Charleston a little bit more than Atlanta, though. We'll get to that in a second. Drew still in trouble. He's going to throw off his back foot, and he had a receiver there. Could not quite come up with it. Good coverage by the Atlanta secondary as that falls incomplete.
Josh Williams once again getting in the backfield, untouched practically, and forced the pressure, and TD Drew just kind of had to step up and throw that one downfield awkwardly and almost picked off, but it'll be 3rd down for them now.
Yeah, Jack Napier out there on the coverage. Good-looking coverage for him as it's 3rd and forever now for the Predators after that big sack from Williams. On 1st down, Drew to throw. Has time. He's going to check it down to Swearingen, though, and Swearingen just cannot get out of the backfield. That was a good play there by Aquinas Shine getting in there and wrapping him up, and that brings up 4th down.
And just not the way you saw this drive ending if you're Charleston. But kudos to Josh Williams just getting back there on back-to-back plays to kind of kill this drive.
100%. And again, Charleston fighting for their playoff lives here. A loss here would almost certainly eliminate them from playoff contention. Atlanta a little bit more secure in the playoff race, but still giving up a loss today would certainly not help matters any. Fair caught at the 20-yard line, and that's where we'll see Marcus Dunhill and company come out. We'll get a look at the Swarm offense quickly. BDG Hollywood, the running back for Marcus Dunhill's offense. Severus Sativa, a Week 8 signing for the wide receivers. Siege Falco, Boot Chisholm, also wide receivers, and Jamal Wooding, the tight end. First and 10 now from the 20 for the Swarm. I formation for Dunhill. He's going to hand it off to Hollywood. Plenty of room up the middle of the field, and no one's going to catch him. There's no way that he's going to get caught here. 20, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Atlanta. First play from scrimmage for their offense, and they're on the board.
BDG Hollywood, one of the best halfbacks in this league. That's his 12th touchdown. Coming in today, he ranked 5th in touchdowns among halfbacks in the league, and he's also got to be one of the fastest because he just burned that defense and was untouched. What a run to start the game for the Atlanta Swarm.
Khaled Holly, the only real opportunist there to get the tackle and nail him before he got into the end zone, but he was coming from the opposite end of the field, and shoot, you said it, BDG Hollywood is not going to get caught from the opposite side of the field. 80 yards for the score, and Atlanta is up 6-0 just like that. Extra point up and through, courtesy of Jay Miraculous, as he ends up making it 7-0. So shoot, we didn't even get a chance to look at this Charleston defense, and that was who we were kind of circling here as far as this Predators team, and BDG just ran all over them.
Definitely, when we're calling you out as being one of the top defenses in the league, and then the first play you give up a huge touchdown run, it's not the best way to start out for your defense, but luckily you still got practically the entire game to get in the rhythm and lock down this Atlanta offense.
Yeah, still plenty of opportunities here for the Predators to get out there and make some plays as Jay Taylor makes another return out to the 25-yard line. And you mentioned this a little bit beforehand. Charleston looking good on that first drive. Certainly did not anticipate it ending in a 4th and long situation.
Yeah, and just keep going and keep Swearingen and doing these easy check down little passes to the outside and just kind of get into a rhythm early for this Predators offense.
No room there on first down as we get a look at his stats to start things off. Swearingen's been the bell cow so far, but no gain. Actually, they'll give him a courtesy yard out to the 26-yard line, 2nd and 9.
1 yard's okay. Not a bad start. We definitely expect more from Keith Swearingen, and I believe we're definitely going to get more from him.
.640 to play here in the first quarter as Drew hands it off to Swearingen again. Stiff arm, squeezes through, almost squeezed through Aquana Shine there. That would have been an impressive feat as he's one of the best tacklers in the SFL, but still gets first down yardage out to the 40-yard line.
I'm thinking Keith Swearingen might have thought that he had this one in the bag. He almost broke out of Aquanta Shine's tackle, but Aquanta Shine is one of the best linebackers in this league, and he can wrap you up even if it's by your shoelace.
Great people already in the chat. Got 29 viewers in the 11 Sports Next Twitch chat, as we'll get to them in just a second. TD Drew is going to bomb it out. He had a man open, couldn't quite get the air on it as it falls incomplete. Good coverage out there by the Atlanta secondary, Aaron Lee and company.
Aaron Lee is definitely my favorite playmaker in this Swarm secondary. He is just all over the field at all times. So come up, make the run stop, and he'll defend the pass. He's an all-around playmaker and stud for this Swarm defense.
I'm a effing problem. Swole 2011, Mitchie Boy, 40, Siege Falco, Packer Fred, Minson Mind, Boo Chisholm, along with many, many others. Want to thank you guys for coming out and checking out the first game to open up Week 11 here in the SFL, as a huge tackle is made there by the Swarm defense. That was Blake Hamrick getting in there and making the tackle.
Big hit indeed. Blake came flying in and delivered the hit.
Charleston quickly resetting on a 3rd and 6 from their own 44-yard line. Play action. Drew's going to throw it far sideline. Got his man for a first down. Great running route there by the wide receiver, as that was Jay Taylor with his first catch of the ball game.
Agreed 100%. What a route that was ran by Taylor on there to pick up that first down. I mean, his cut to the outside just left the defenders kind of just sitting there, and he was able to bring in the reception and extend this drive for the Predators.
This is about where they kind of lost momentum on their first drive. 1st and 10 from the 45 of Atlanta. Drew stepping up. He's going to fire it. He's got his man out to the 15-yard line. Great pitch and catch there. TD Drew out to his wide receiver, and they're in the SFL red zone, courtesy of Ken McCarro.
So far, TD Drew, looking pretty comfortable in the pocket. Just a couple times he was pressured, but even when he was pressured, he was still able to navigate the pocket and get the ball out. And just a great throw right there to Ken McCarro to put him in the red zone.
Predators in business, setting up at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Hand off to Swearingen. Good blocking on the near sideline, but a good open field tackle made by Blake Chance coming up from his free safety spot to make it. So far, Predators just, coming out with a very balanced attack. It's run, pass, run. They're mixing it up. And I think this is a good strategy coming into today's game, and we'll see how the Swarm can adjust to it. 2nd and 8, and man, they were in there in a hurry. That was Joshua Williams and company getting in there and making the stop for a loss. 3rd and 9 is coming up here from the 14. And we talked about this a little bit, Jeremy, that they run a lot of single back formations, the Charleston Predators do. So we were hoping they were kind of throw in some variety here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And so far it's working, but I don't know if it's going to last all game with just the same formation.
As a little design swing pass there for Swearingen goes nowhere. The Atlanta Swarm was ready for that one, and it brings up 4th down and a field goal opportunity here for Amanda Moyer, the Week 8 signing for the Charleston Predators.
So far, Josh Williams only has 7 sacks coming into today's game. I mean, that's not a high volume of production, But when you're this late in the season, you've got some momentum on a 2-game win streak. You're on the road. You're fighting for your playoff lives. I mean, in the first quarter, he is absolutely putting on a show right now. He's been in the backfield untouched 3 times, and he's doing a great job.
Field goal up and good from 30 yards, courtesy of Amanda Moyer, gets the Charleston Predators on the board. They are down early at home, but still plenty of football left to play. Stick with us. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. We'll be right back. Back here in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. 2:56 left to go here in the first quarter. Eric Vincent alongside Jeremy Vega, Chad Rowland in the stats truck today for the first game of Week 11 action in the Simulation Football League. Charleston just booting a 30-yard field goal to make it a 7-3 ball game, and Atlanta will get their first opportunity, their second opportunity at it, as they had an 80-yard score to start things off. And here's the wild card race that we were kind of talking about here. Atlanta is at least firmly in the conversation currently. They are within the top 10, but they certainly don't want to fall behind here, Jeremy.
No, definitely they don't. And the 7 and 8 get the home game on Wild Card weekend. So they're definitely trying to climb into there so they can go back to Atlanta and host a playoff game for the first time in 3 seasons.
Yeah, and the Hive is an incredible place to play football, as Boo Chisholm gets a 4-yard catch there, courtesy of Marcus Dunhill. So, and you certainly want a home game if you've got a venue like the Hive under your belt.
Absolutely. And, home field, you want the crowd behind your back in the playoffs because the competition is elite once you get to that level.
4-yard completion brings up 2nd and 6. Another quick pass, this time to BDG Hollywood, as he tries to spin out of some danger there. Gets out to the 40-yard line where it's going to be 3rd and short. We'll get to the Charleston defense here. Jeff Hollywood, the Week 10 signing at defensive end, number 99. Jack Brown, Brandon Haight, the linebackers. Johnny Bravo, Caledon Holly, the corners. Paul Connolly, Zachary Bates, Jack Hoffman, all safeties back there for the Predator defense. 3rd and 2 here. Dunhill, short drop. Threads the needle. No, it's complete. He was looking for Siege Falco, and that was a gutsy throw there on 3rd down.
Yeah, Dunhill's trying to just squeeze it into that little spot there, and it's kind of interesting. We're almost near the end of the first quarter, and this is the first time we're talking about Marcus Dunhill for the Atlanta's offense. But, great way to bounce back from that big touchdown run the Predators defense gave up on their first drive. Now the offense, after scoring 3 points, is going to get this ball back.
Otis Jenkins, the punter for Atlanta, as 2:07 is frozen on the clock. Good snap. Fielded at about the 20-yard line, and he'll get no more as he gets stumped right at the 22, and that's where Charleston will start things off. Right on the other side of the break, you're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. Stick with us. Charleston, after receiving the punt, will set up shop with 2 minutes exactly to go here in the first quarter at the 22-yard line. TD Drew under center here. Swearingen offset. He will get the handoff, and Keith Swearingen just buried right in the middle of that swarm defense. Aquinas Shine and Dylan Rowland again combining to make the stop for a 3-yard gain. And we want to let you guys know that if you're interested in joining, you still have time. It's our hashtag from couch to field movement. Visit simulationfl.net. Join our Discord server. Be sure to check in because that increases your player value. You can post a check-in every Tuesday or Wednesday. Your next opportunity to sign with a team will be this coming Wednesday. So be sure to keep that in mind and be sure to check us out again, simulationfl.net, as Swearingen gets another handoff and he'll lose a couple on that play as it'll end up being 3rd and 8 from the 24.
And with teams fighting for their playoff lives, with just this week and 2 more left, you want to be that guy who signs to a team and makes an impact and makes the play that pushes his team into the playoffs. Come and join us. It's a great time.
100%, as Drew finds an open man, couldn't quite get enough oomph on the ball to get it close to the first down marker. Shea Carroll, I think, had to come back a little bit for it, and that ends up being a 4th down.
And a disappointing throw. TD Drew knows it. He wishes he would have put more on it to lead his receiver and pick up that first down. But back-to-back 3 and outs we've seen from the Swarm and now the Predators, and we'll see if the Swarm can come out and break that streak.
Pete Zorin, the punter for the Predators here, as he gets it away. Fielded just inside of the 30-yard line, bringing it up the field to the 36. Is Jason Hunt, the return man there. And with 19 seconds left to go, we'll see what Marcus Dunhill and company have up their sleeves for maybe one of the final plays of the first quarter of action. PDG Hollywood is the single back, 2 wideouts towards the top of your screen there. Dunhill is going to throw that way towards the top, and he's got Boo Chisholm as he plows forward there for a gain of 5. And that was what we saw on the last drive there, a good gain of 4 or 5.
Yeah, Boo Chisholm, one of the longtime Atlanta Swarm receivers, making a play.
And we've reached the end of the first here in Charleston, 7-3 here with the Swarm on top. Be sure to stay with us. We got more action coming up. Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. This morning's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. And brought to you in part by Fuel. Beyond imagination, visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL. and by Media Tech Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage, AIRVUZ.com, as we get a beautiful look at Charleston, South Carolina. I know I've visited here a couple times, not calling games, and it's been a beautiful city. It gets chilly over here, though, on the coast, I'll tell you that. Eric Vincent alongside Jeremy Vega, Chad Rowland in the stats truck today, as BDG Hollywood gets another firm carry out to the 45-yard line as he's looking good on his yards per carry today, Jeremy.
Absolutely. I don't know if he's going to raise it much higher than that. It might start dropping unless he starts breaking off more big runs, but this Predator defense is starting to hone in on him and not let him break off anything too big.
Dunhill going to throw here on 3rd and 1, and a good decision as BDG Hollywood shows some wheels and some shifty moves as he eventually steps out of bounds, but gets plenty of yardage to get the first down. Great blocking up here, Jeremy.
Blocking and just individual effort, born of just some incredible talent. BDG Hollywood, you know, he came in today with 102 receptions, second among halfbacks and wide receivers in the league. They love to feed him this ball, and that might be a reason why Marcus Dunhill in his 3rd season is putting up some incredible numbers, just dumping it down to BDG Hollywood and letting him do his thing.
And BDG is not going anywhere this time around, as seemingly the entire Charleston defense was in there on the stop. Looks like the main party was Sam Lance getting in there, but man, that was about 3 or 4 jerseys in there.
That's the pressure the Predators front line is gonna have to start applying if they want to start, you know, getting these Atlanta drives to stall out.
And BDG runs right into a man. His blocker there just couldn't quite secure it, and ends up being another loss as Bates gets in there and makes the stop. It's going to be 3rd and forever now for the Swarm.
That's an interesting play call on 2nd down. They went right back to BDG on a stretch to the outside, and both times it was blown up by the Predators defense. Great plays by them, and I think Atlanta might be thinking twice next time they call a stretch play.
Certainly a passing situation here on 3rd and 16. Throws it short of the first down marker, and that is where he will be tackled. Pitch and catch to Severus Sativa, the Week 8 signing there, and that brings up 4th and 4.
I'm thinking that that's just one of those get into field goal range throws. What do we have that's a high percentage completion for our offense? And it worked out well, setting up Atlanta with some with decent field goal position.
Jay Miraculous coming on for his first field goal attempt here. This one from about 45, and it is up and through. They'll mark it from 44 yards, and Atlanta extends their lead back up to 7.
Yeah, that might be a miracle kick. It didn't have much on it, barely got over the crossbar. Maybe that's why his name Miraculous.
Maybe so, yeah. Maybe he had about 1 or 2 yards of clearance there, but certainly not much more. But shoot, that's all you need. As he splits the uprights, 10-3 the score. As we get a look at Fort Moultrie Memorial Stadium here in Charleston. 8:44 left to go here in the first half as the Swarm will boot it down the field once again to the Predators, who have had some success on offense, but certainly just trying to find their momentum here as they bring it up to about the 30-yard line courtesy of Jay Taylor.
Outside of that one drive that got him down in the field goal range, Charleston hasn't been able to move the ball, but you know, TD Drew 6 of 7 right now. Keith Swearingen averaging 3.7 yards, 37 yards on 10 carries. You know, they're putting up decent numbers. They just got to extend these drives on 3rd down.
And Swearingen is definitely going to be the bell cow here. Not on this play, though, as actually Drew is going to swing it out to Swearingen, which is a rarity here. And look at Keith Swearingen just barreling over defenders as he pushes his way close to midfield out to the 48.
Keith Swearingen, the engine of this offense. You're seeing it right there. He's just making plays. A great individual effort by this halfback this time. First it's Boo, now it's Keith. Excuse me, first it was BDG, now it's Keith. And these halfbacks are kind of helping their offenses out and trying to get these teams downfield.
100%. And he first it was Hamrack that he escorted to the turf, and then it was Dylan Rowland on his way to a big chunk of yards there on first down. They're going to run a similar play, but not great blocking this time out on the far sideline as he makes it out to midfield for a gain of 3. Be sure to like the SFL on Instagram at SimulationFL and give our partner nations best a like while you're there. They're always constantly trying to hashtag secure the bag. Great content out there, especially with the prep and college games going on right now. So be sure to hop on over to the gram and give us both a like while you're there. 2nd and 7, Drew, pocket collapsing. He's going to go deep into coverage, tipped in incomplete. Big Hamrack out there on the coverage.
Hamrack, after, as you said, getting escorted to the turf, which I like, comes back, makes the tackle on Keith, and then defends the pass there. He's not one that you can pick on all game, and we'll see if TD Drew tries to avoid him this time and go to the opposite side of the field.
3rd and long from midfield. Drew, short drop, has time. He's going to throw it over the middle, dropped. Could not complete the catch as it falls harmlessly to the turf, and he had a first down there.
Yeah, and that guy's going to be kicking himself for dropping that easy one. I guess he just kind of started running before he made the catch. It happens, can't happen too often, as that unfortunately kills another good Predator drive.
So Zoran is on the field again for another punt. Swarm coming after it, couldn't quite get there. It's going to bounce at about the 10-yard line, trickle down towards the goal line, and Charleston is going to nail it down right at the goal line. The Swarm are going to have close to 100 yards to go when we come back from the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live at 11 Sports. Stick with us. Back here in beautiful South Carolina, Charleston fighting for their playoff lives here as they are down by 7 to the visiting Atlanta Swarm. Coming out with a pro set is the Swarm as BDG Hollywood's going to get a handoff, and he's going to plow ahead to about the 5-yard line. As we get a look at the passing leaders here in the Simulation Football League, you'll see a familiar face, Marcus Dunhill there at number 2 with over 3,200 yards. He's had a mixed bag, though, between touchdown and interception ratio, 22 touchdowns, 19 interceptions.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, but he is still ranked 5th in completion percentage and 5th in QBR, so he's having a great season. He just needs to work on that touchdown interception ratio, and you know what? He could be an MVP candidate if he can adjust on these final 3 games.
I better not tell Reggie Streeter that, as he's the SFL's rushing leader right now. This is a good play, though, coming out of the backfield, and we've seen this a couple times today, Jeremy.
Yeah, and when BDG Hollywood has the ability to make multiple defenders miss out in the open, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, is in the flats. If you can get him some blockers downfield, then he has the ability to break one free. And he's 2nd in halfbacks among reception yards. He's just got over the 600-yard mark on the season.
Something we'll have to keep in mind is Dunhill is going to go deep this time into coverage, tipped in incomplete. It was in double coverage, but the receiver did have a step on the defensive back there. It just, unfortunately for the defense, just bounced back and almost into their hands.
A rare drop by tight end Jamal Wooding, one of the best receiving tight ends in this league, and that one hits him in the hands, and we have some early drops from Charleston and Atlanta so far in the first half.
A little bit of the yips here with early morning football action as Dunhill throws it, and a nice catch there by Boo Chisholm to come back for the football, stretching out and grabbing the football, and still having the presence of mind to get some extra yards out to the 25, where he's yakking with Paul Connolly a little bit.
A very athletic play almost had to do like a weird ballerina 180 type catch. I have no idea what that is, but good play by him.
That brings up 3rd and manageable here for the Swarm as they come out and offset I. 3 wideouts for Dunhill to work with. He's going to hand it off to Hollywood. Hollywood trying to find some blockers in front of him, but Charleston says, no, sir. You will get nothing like it, and it's going to be a 4th down.
Brandon Haight, great linebacker. Yeah, great linebacker coming up. And so far, the linebackers and the big guys up front for the Predators are doing a great job stopping these outside runs by Atlanta.
So another punt here for Atlanta. Charleston going to get very good field position from their own 47-yard line as they set up shop here. Upcoming broadcast schedule, all on 11 Sports. Except for that San Francisco-St. Louis matchup. That'll be on the SFL Twitch channel, so be sure to check that out. But London and Denver, that's a big one there for you, Jeremy, coming up today at 3 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah, big one for London as well. Another team fighting for a wild card spot.
1st and 10 from the 47 for Charleston. Handoff to Swearingen, trying to bury his way through blockers, and ends up being marked down at the 47-yard line. We get a look at the top 6 here. Your Denver Nightwings in there at number 3, already clinched a playoff spot. Really, the only spots I believe that is kind of up for grabs is the number 6 spot right now, although seeding obviously could change between now and then.
Definitely, and with 2 losses, Atlanta, they're 2 games back with 3 left. They even have an opportunity to climb into the top 6.
Yeah, absolutely. They're sitting at number 9 currently. But we've got Baltimore, Seattle, Denver, Tallahassee, and Mexico City all clinching playoff spots already. And obviously, we'll have plenty more to go here in the next few weeks. So you certainly don't want to miss any of that action as we make our push for the playoffs. 3rd and 9 now for the Predators as TD Drew under center with 4 wideouts to work with here. Pressure's coming in his face. He's going to throw over the middle into coverage and incomplete. Laquana Shine was right there to bat the ball away. 4th down.
Shine, mentioned him earlier, one of the best linebackers in the SFL. He can do it all. You see it every week for this team. He's been the backbone of the defense, and once again making a play and forcing Charleston to get off the field and punt the ball.
Zoran again going to have to punt with 4:44 left to go here in the first half. And this has been a quick first half of action. Not a whole lot of penalties, not a whole lot of incompletions, as again, another great punt by Zoran nails Atlanta back at the 2-yard line. And the Swarm did a great job fighting valiantly to get out to about at least the mid-20s, but they're going to have trouble here fighting from the 2 again.
Zoran doing a great job on special teams, pinning the Swarm deep, and forcing this explosive Atlanta offense to go the length of the field is a good way to wear them out and force them off the field.
BDG fields a screen pass in his own end zone and somehow is able to turn on the Jets and make it out to the 13-yard line. Gain of 11 on 1st down, and that'll move the sticks.
If I'm the Predators head coach, every time they get BDG the ball out in the open, I would be holding my breath because he just can make any kind of move, and he's just so quick, elusive, and athletic. It's something special to watch, but I would definitely be holding my breath every time they get him the ball out there in the flats.
100%. As a player that used to be on the Swarm, seeing BDG work his magic, you certainly don't want to underestimate him, especially that spin move there, as he throws a spin move right there, and we'll make it out to the 16-yard line for a gain of 3.
I'm thinking if you're Atlanta Swarm, second half, you're getting rid of, you're tossing the outside runs. Not working. I think you've probably averaged 0 yards on 5 attempts to the outside now. I think just passing it to the flats is working way better than trying to run it out to side to side.
I've got to agree with that. Utilize BDG's size and speed a little bit more in the middle of the field, as that's where Marcus Dunhill will throw it this time to Jamal Wooding, as he gets a catch out to the 26-yard line, again moving the sticks.
And we talked about, Marcus Dunhill, 72.5% completion, ranks 5th, and it's going to be on throws like that, these slants, these hooks, and the dump offs to the flats, and that's what's gotten him such a great percentage so far in the season, and it's working for the Swarm.
Yeah, absolutely. Now 10 of 12 on the day as he gets it out to Wooding once again. And we'll get a look at this week's signings. We've got Lawrence Sackham there on the defense for Atlanta. But these are our hashtag from couch to field signings. You can be a signing as well. We've got signings going until the end of the regular season, week 13. Be sure to check out simulationfl.net in order to check out our Discord channel, check in, all that good stuff, and get yourself some player recognition out there, and you can hashtag make an impact.
I'm thinking Lawrence Sackham's mother knew he was going to be a big boy playing professional football, and gave him a great name.
Yeah, no kidding, right? With a name like Sackham, you almost got to be a big-time football player. As BDG Hollywood gets a run out to the far sideline there as we hit the 2-minute warning. Atlanta with a 7-point lead, still driving as they started things off at the 2-yard line. Can they get some points on the board before the half? Let's find out. Stick with us. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. Two minutes to go here in the half from Charleston, South Carolina. As we've got the first game of Week 11 action in the Simulation Football League live on 11 Sports. 10-3 your score in favor of the visiting Atlanta Swarm in those sexy powder blue uniforms there. As BDG Hollywood gets another swing pass, and Charleston ready for it there as he makes it out to the 41-yard line. Only a gain of 4 as the clock continues to roll.
You're absolutely right. Sexy powder blue. Didn't know that was a color, but it does work well with this Atlanta Swarm's uniforms.
It's been trademarked. It's within the Matt Doyle design, just kind of color schemes. Just check it out. Pro set this time for Atlanta. 2nd and 6. Minute and a half to go now. BDG going off tackle, plowing through defenders and getting close to first down yardage out to the 46 of Atlanta now.
Strength, agility. What can BDG do everything? I mean, it's truly impressive, and we'll see if they go back to him to pick up this single yard they need to extend the drive.
I certainly would. A nifty little trap play here would be great on a 3rd and 1, especially a BDG size. Instead, Dunhill's going to throw a screen to him. Nice little one-handed grab for first down yardage and more out to midfield, where Atlanta will run no huddle.
Great play call by Dunhill to swing it out to him after about everyone in the stadium expected them to go up the middle.
Dunhill again going to throw it to BDG's way, and instead of bouncing inside, he goes outside, but is still... Actually, they will mark him out of bounds. I thought he stayed inbounds there. 43 seconds frozen on the clock after a 3-yard gain.
Very close call. I also thought that he was tackled inbounds, but good thing for Atlanta is they still have 3 timeouts. The clock stopped, and now they can kind of go into a passing formation.
Yeah, it absolutely. Don't want to get trapped in a bad formation when you're running the no huddle there. BDG almost at 100 yards rushing, 60 yards receiving already on today, which is incredible for a running back as he gets another handoff. Bouncing off tackle there, and a good tackle made by the Charleston defense as Atlanta is forced to burn their first timeout with 39 seconds left to go.
And for a drive that started at the 2-yard line, the Atlanta Swarm have done a good job of getting across midfield and into the Charleston territory, and we'll see if they can at least get in the field goal range before halftime.
Yeah, and I'm an F a problem pointing out in the chat, get a 2-for-1 here as they will get the ball to start the second half as Dunhill throwing down towards the bottom of the screen, caught for a first down. That's Siege Balco out to the 31-yard line before he steps out of bounds. 35 seconds left to go.
And I believe that's Siege Falco's first catch, and that's not easy to do, to hold a receiver of his caliber to one catch in the first half.
And looks like we're going to get a review here to just make sure that he did get his foot inbounds. Only 1 foot required in the Simulation Football League. As we get into the look here, I thought he got it here, Jeremy.
It was a tough angle from up here in the booth, but yeah, I mean, clearly right there, he got that foot down.
Get the call. Oh, and they're going to reverse it. Wow. I don't know if I agree with that one there, Jeremy.
It's going to be tough to agree with that one. It did appear that Siege Falco got his foot down, but maybe the refs had a better angle than we saw on screen, and we'll just have to trust them. But that's unfortunate for the Swarm, as their great drive comes to an end.
Yeah, absolutely. A drive that started off at their own 2-yard line. And now Otis Jenkins will try and return the favor to the Predators and pin them back deep. Fielded at about the 15-yard line, brought up the field to about the 19 with 27 seconds left to go, all 3 timeouts. As we get a look at the team comparison here, again, first time these teams have ever seen each other. First in total offense is Atlanta, but total defense top 10 for Charleston.
And to be third with a turnover differential at your record, it just goes to show that Charleston plays great football, but they haven't exactly pulled out the wins in some of their closer games, which is why they sit at 3-6.
Yeah, 100%, and that's why they're in the situation they're in, fighting for their playoff lives here, as they're going to call a play quickly in the huddle, but they might not get to it, as they will actually get to it here. Last play before the half, deep throw from TD Drew, and that is caught out to the 46-yard line as he hits 7 of 12 for 94 yards here in the first half of football. 10-3 your score, as we get a look here to this beautiful play to Ken McCarro.
Ken McCarro, just jump ball, going to get it. They're going to need more of that here in the second half.
And I'd like to see them go deep a little bit more here, not rely too heavily on Keith Swearingen, as he's already had 13 carries, 18 touches total, as he's gotten 5 catches as well. And as we mentioned, 10-3 your score going into the half. Away victories very, very hard to come by here in the SFL. So this would certainly be a good win for Atlanta, especially with the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, and if you're Atlanta and you can't climb into that top 6, but you end up with a wild card spot, you're gonna have to win on the road. Like you said, it's very hard. These home crowds are just loud, and they can get crazy, and it pumps up the home team. So it's like you said, it's not easy to come by a win when you're on the road. But if Atlanta can get one here, they'll extend their win streak to 3 with 2 games left. One of them being on the road to end the season. That'll be a great game. Tough game for them against the Seattle Tyrants. But Charleston, once again, their defense holding the Swarm offense to just 1 touchdown in the first half, and that was on 1 big play. And they're doing a good job. They're just gonna have to keep it up in the second half and hope that their offense that ranks near the bottom in the league can pick it up.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. How frustrated do you think you are right now if you're the Charleston Predators, with the only touchdown being on the board is that long touchdown, 80-yard touchdown run there? It's a tie ball game, regardless, if he doesn't make that touchdown run.
Yeah, if you're the defense, you're not getting frustrated by what the offense is doing. You're coming out and you're doing your thing. If you're the offense, you're the ones that are going to be frustrated because you got to pick it up. They're 18th in points per game, 21st in passing yards. They got to get something going, and that deep ball to Shea Carroll at the end of the first half, that could be a good indicator of what they're going to be coming out here in the second half trying.
And another interesting stat here is we've been pinged by our stat guy in the truck today, Chad Rowland. Basically 10 attempts for 15 yards since the 80-yard touchdown for BDG Hollywood, which is a testament to that Charleston Predator defense. Eric Vincent alongside Jeremy Vega. Again, Chad Rowland in the stat truck today. Want to thank him for that juicy tidbit of information. And shoot, Charleston, they woke up here, and we'll see if they made some additional adjustments here, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. They got the crust out of their eyes, they got the coffee in their belly, and they're ready to go for the second half.
Give me that IV of coffee, man. Just stick it right in the vein. Let's go. 1st and 10 from the 28 for Marcus Dunhill as he's going to fire one to the far sideline. Great catch there. And I believe that was Boo Chisholm, and he has been the popular target here today for Dunhill.
Deep post out to end the half. Deep post out to begin the half. And a great ball by Dunhill to Boo. And Boo Chisholm, he's been a little bit more active than Siege Falco here. You probably can't stop all the receivers on Atlanta's offense, so somebody's going to have themselves a game, and it's appearing to be Boo Chisholm.
And 10,000 career passing yards for Marcus Dunhill as well. Want to congratulate him on that stat as well, courtesy of the lovely guys in our chat today. The twitch.tv/11sportsnext. That's where you can find everybody watching this football game and chatting about it. Got a lot of great folks in there today as we get a 6-yard gain for Atlanta out to the 48.
Yeah, ball to Boo, ball to Siege, and I'm guessing this one's going to be going to BDG Hollywood. They're getting all their stars involved early.
And Hollywood avoiding tacklers and will get first down yardage. A great run there by BDG Hollywood to get the first down.
A great run indeed. I cannot believe he squeezed through all those players like that on that little juke that he did, and then he just used his strength and was able to pick up that first down. Great run.
Moving their way into Predator territory, 1st and 10 here for the Swarm. Dunhill going to swing it out to BDG quickly, and the Predator defense was ready for that one. Great open field tackle. I believe that was Jack Brown getting out there and making the stop.
The reaction time from Jack Brown was amazing there. I mean, as soon as that ball snapped and he saw BDG going to the flats, he knew it, and he was in hot pursuit and was able to make that tackle for no gain.
2nd down now from the 44. Dunhill again, quick pass this time near sideline. He's got Boo Chisholm as he gets a gain of 6 before he steps out of bounds at the 37.
And head coach Mark is doing a great job of moving his star receiver Boo all around this offense. He's lining up on the left side, on the right side. That's got to make it real tough for this Charleston defense.
And he's going to be at the bottom of your screen here, number 80. In an offset I formation, 3rd and 4. It's going to be a handoff to BDG. Squirts through the line, and he's got first down yardage and more out to the 27-yard line before he's eventually tackled by Jack Brown once again.
I really thought that the Predators did a good job of reacting to the outside run there, but BDG just doing the thing that he does and just making a second effort and a third effort, and he's got this opening drive clicking as they're now down to the 27.
First and 10 now, trips towards the bottom of the screen. Dunhill's going to throw it to the middle of the field into coverage and incomplete. That was good coverage there by Khaled and Holly, one of the corners, to bat the ball away.
Khaled and Holly, sorry. 7 pass deflections, just picked up his 8th. He leads this defense in interception. You know, for a rookie, he's just been a great asset to this defense, and that's exactly why they picked him up with the 5th pick in the rookie draft.
Brings up 2nd down. Dunhill hands it off to Hollywood, and again the Predator defense ready for it as Jack Brown gets in there for another stop. And BDG averaging 7.7 yards a carry, but he's been very slow going since that 80-yard touchdown run. As we get a look at the wild card race here today, Atlanta sitting at 5-4 at the 9th spot. But obviously a win here today would certainly improve their odds. And we talked about them having a home playoff game in the Hive, as that would be super important for their fans, as Dunhill tries to air it out to Wooding, and again, he could not quite come up with it. brings up 4th down and another field goal attempt by Miraculous.
Predator defense not giving up anything. Bend but don't break today. They're giving up drives, but they're doing a great job of ending them before Atlanta can get into the end zone. And if Atlanta's kicker can put this one through, it'll be a 2-possession lead.
.45-yard attempt here again for Miraculous, as he boots it up and this time pushes it wide right. No good, as it is still a 1-possession ball game.
That's just unfortunate from the rookie kicker, who was not able to extend the lead even further for his team. But I'm sure he'll get another shot here at some point in this game.
Plenty of opportunities to go as we're in the middle of the 3rd quarter here in Charleston. Come on Pack Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. After the missed field goal, Charleston will take over at the 34-yard line. Keith Swearingen with a nifty little run for a gain of 4 out to the 39-yard line. Eric Benson alongside Jeremy Vega and Chad Rowland in the stats truck today for the first game of Week 11 action in the Simulation Football League. And man, this has been a good one today here, Jeremy.
Yeah, and coming into today's game, me and you were talking before the game, and we kind of figured it was going to be a good game with these with the way these teams match up, and so far that's what they're delivering.
Drew this time is going to throw. Good pocket. He's going to throw deep into coverage. Tipped and incomplete. I'm trying to see who he was looking for there. The jersey numbers are a little hard to make out, but man, it almost bounced over to Shea Carroll there off the tip by the DB.
I think Shea Carroll just kind of lost it in the sun a little bit there off the tip. If he could have tracked that ball and made the catch off the tip, he would have been gone, and that would have been a crazy play for Charleston.
Instead, it brings up a 3rd and 6 here. Drew again going to throw. He's going to sling it down to Swearingen, who's got first down yardage out to the 46-yard line of Charleston for the first down.
Great read by TD Drew. Saw Atlanta's defense playing deep, protecting the first down line, and just dumped it to his halfback, Keith Swearingen, who was able to pick up that first down. And with Atlanta missing a kick, this is the opportunity the Predators offense needed. And if they can go down and tie this game with a touchdown, that would be huge for them.
Yeah, very important possession here for Charleston as they can tie the game up. So we get a look at Swearingen's numbers: 16 carries, 52 yards, 3.3 yards per carry, as he is the single back in this formation on first down. He will get the handoff, finds trouble right at the line of scrimmage, and he will go down just past the yard marker. They'll give him maybe a half a yard here, and you can actually be out here on the field. Go from hashtag from couch to field. Visit simulationfl.net, join our Discord server. As you check in every Tuesday or Wednesday, you start getting player value for your first contract. You can sign with one of our teams as early as Wednesday, so be sure to go and check that out. You can hashtag make an impact out here with the Simulation Football League. As Swearingen makes it out to midfield, it'll be 3rd and 6.
And if you like what you're seeing here and you want to join, like he said, you could be on a team by Wednesday, and a week from today, you could be that player making the game-winning kick, game-winning touchdown, game-saving tackle, anything.
Anything from kicker to fullback here in the SFL. And man, that would have been a heck of an interception there by Aquinas Sean. Couldn't quite reel it in, but a heck of a pass breakup as he had to climb the ladder to get to that one.
I was going to say, I'm not too sure where Keith or where TD Drew was trying to go with that one, but he was trying to squeeze it right past Shine for a first down on that deep post over the middle. But Shine, great individual effort on killing the Predators' drive once again. and missed opportunity for Charleston's offense.
Yeah, Harrelson was definitely behind that second level of the defense into the safeties, but Aquanta Shine making a heck of a play there to bring up fourth down, and Zoran will go ahead and attempt another punt here. He's been fantastic today. This one fielded just outside the 10-yard line, brought up to the 16, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Swarm. You had said it, Jeremy. I think a bit of a missed opportunity here for the Predators to tie things up, but still plenty of football left to be played here.
Missed opportunity, definitely, but yeah, as you said, plenty of football left, and it's going to start with this Predators defense continuing to stifle the Swarm's offense and get that ball back to the Predators offense.
1st and 10, two backs in the backfield, turnaround handoff to Hollywood, and again, Charleston ready for it. They have made some impressive adjustments to combat BDG. Hollywood only had 29 yards since that first carry from scrimmage. That was the 80-yard touchdown run.
And that's exactly why the Predators' run defense is ranked 5th in the league.
2nd and 9 now. Dunhill to throw. Pump fakes. He's going to throw far sideline. Caught by Boo Chisholm for a 1st down.
Great pump fake to shift the Predators secondary, and he was able to find Boo on an out route. And Boo Chisholm having a great game so far today.
Yeah, he really has. He's been certainly the main target for Marcus Dunhill today, as he's gotten 6 catches, 53 yards so far on the day. 1st and 10 from the 29. Two backs in the backfield for Dunhill, who's under center. He's going to try and hand it off again to Hollywood, and again, the Predators ready for it right at the line of scrimmage. Impressive showing from this front seven for the Predators. Be sure to follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL. Use the hashtag #MakeAnImpact and spread the word. Plenty of great content on our Twitter handle there, so you want to check that out as BG Hollywood gets a swing pass out of the backfield this time for a gain of 6, as he'll make it out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, BDG up to 11 receptions. They're definitely feeding him the ball, and you know, if I'm Atlanta, I'm going right back to BDG on another swing route.
20-plus touches already for the big-time back in Atlanta. 3rd and 4 now. Dunhill is going to throw it over the middle. Has his man for a 1st down. That's Siege Falco, as he's tackled at the Atlanta 45-yard line. Dunhill has been very efficient today. 21 to 25, 163 yards.
Goodness, 84% completion for Dunhill, and what a tough catch by Falco there. I mean, he knew he was going to take a shot. That was right in the heart of the defense of the Predators, and he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, gutsy throw and catch by both parties there, as Hollywood gets another swing pass there. Predators able to get to him after a gain of 6, as it took a couple of them to bring him down. And BDG Hollywood is a tough get down there in the SFL.
Yeah, and I like how he's doing a little shimmy there, right in the face of the defender, letting him know that he's going to be here all game.
Second and 4, 2:40 and counting left to go here in the 3rd. Dunhill takes the snap. He's going to throw it over the middle again, and again it's Boo Chisholm who has 1st down yardage out to the Charleston 30-yard line.
And as great of a drive as Atlanta's putting together, this is about the area on the field where this Predators defense really digs deep and forces a stop. And we'll see if they can do it again, because Atlanta is getting closer and closer to really, extending their lead here by 2 possessions.
Touchdown would be huge at this point in the game. 1st and 10, hand off to Hollywood, trying to find some room at the line of scrimmage, goes nowhere. They'll give him a couple on that play, but Jack Brown and company were in there for yet another stop.
And they're the Swarm's offense is gonna need to get BDG out in the open. Going up the middle like that didn't get him too much, and they don't want to see this drive stall.
2nd and 8 now. Dunhill to throw. There's BDG on another swing pass, and again, Charleston getting to him pretty quickly, and it's hard to kind of gauge here what you can do with BDG, as Charleston has been pretty much ready for him. Can't go up the middle. You get stopped up the middle. Can't stretch the play out going off tackle. You'll get stopped there. Really, the only thing that has kind of worked is the screen passes today.
Yeah, I mean, they've worked well, and I guess that's why he's up to 13 receptions now on the game, but they got to get this first down on third down.
Dunhill pressure in his face, stands tall, throws it over the middle. Gutsy throw there by Marcus Dunhill as he completes it out to the 8-yard line to Siege Falco, 1st and goal.
And the offensive line is going to take the credit home for this one for me. Just great pass protection. Marcus Dunhill didn't even have to move. He just sat there, read the defense, waited for his receiver to get open, and fired a good ball. And now Swarm 8 yards away from getting a touchdown, something they haven't had since their first play of the game.
Dunhill not phased in the least as he stood tall in the pocket there and delivered the strike. 1st and goal now. Swing pass to BDG's. Got blockers out there. Not enough, though, as Charleston able to give him maybe a gain of 1 on the play, and that was it.
As we get closer to the 4th quarter here, it's going to be huge if it's a touchdown or a field goal. The difference is going to be huge, is what I'm alluding to for the Predators.
You take a look at BDG on the sideline there. Dunhill going to throw deep, tipped, and it's intercepted by Charleston.
What a defensive play. It was tipped twice, and I mean, you couldn't even put a hair between the ball and the ground. It was so low, and that's exactly what the Predators defense needed.
Tipped by Zachary Bates, picked by Paul Connolly, gives Charleston new life. Stick with us. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. And the Predators, after an impressive pick in the back of the end zone, will take over at their own 20-yard line here. 21 seconds left to go here in the 3rd. TD Drew to throw. He's going to throw to the far sideline into coverage and complete out to the 23-yard line. Short game, but an impressive catch there by Shea Carroll.
And going back to the interception, that was the first turnover combined from both teams, and we're seconds from the 4th quarter. It's been a clean game.
It's been a very clean game, but man, that turnover is huge for the Predators. Everyone get your 4s up. We got 4th quarter action coming right around the bend. 10-3 your score. The Swarm on top. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. This morning's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help hashtag secure the bag. By ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel in the exclusive SFL shop provider. And by SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage, AIRVUZ.com. Eric Vincent alongside Jeremy Vega and Chad Rowland in the stats truck today for the first game of Week 11 action here in the SFL, as Charleston down by 7 with the football, courtesy of their defense's takeaway off the Atlanta Swarm, as they were knocking on the door in a big way, and a big turnover ends up being a big first down here on the 30-yard line.
And if you're talking about getting your offense an opportunity, that was exactly what the defense did, and now this offense has got to turn that takeaway into points.
First down for Drew. He's going to throw it over the middle, crossing route, caught, and minimal gain there by Macaro as he gets it out to the 34-yard line, second down.
Ken picking up his third reception, now up to 51 yards. He is the reception leader for this Predators offense.
And Jeremy, you said this in the break. Charleston now, they moved up to fourth, tied for fourth in takeaways here in the Simulation Football League, which is huge for this defense. And speaking of defense, Dylan Rowland getting in there and making the stop for a gain of 1. Want to give shout outs to the chat. Got a lot of people in here. Got some new faces in there. B-Lick1252. Yes, this is a thing. Simulation Football League football. It's awesome. It's great. Check out our website, simulationfl.net, for more information. You can join our Discord server. You can be a player. Shoot, you can be a broadcaster. Anything you want to do, we got it here for you. On 3rd and 5, we've got the Charleston Predators here trying to get a first down. The T. Swearingen is only going to get a yard, and not even that, honestly, as the Atlanta Swarm defense was ready for it. Tackle made right at the line of scrimmage there. 4th down.
Running on 3rd down like that was an interesting play call. And initially I thought that counter play was going to work, but then defensive end Billy Floyd just kind of blew it all up and just killed an opportunity for the Predators to tie the game.
Fair caught by the Swarm right at the 24-yard line. And we talked about it plenty here, Jeremy, that this is a huge game for both teams. Charleston fighting for their playoff lives in general. Atlanta trying to fight for playoff seeding, as they haven't quite secured a playoff spot yet. But man, if they can move up into that 7 spot or maybe even further, they might secure a home playoff game here at the Hive.
Yeah, and the Hive are begging for it. They've been in a playoff drought, and this so far is their best season in the last 3 seasons for the Swarm.
100%, as Marcus Dunhill throws on first down to Boot Chisholm. He's been a huge target today for Marcus, as we get a look at his numbers there. Other than the 1 interception, he's been pretty efficient today.
Yeah, he's almost 85% completion, been doing a great job, and that 1 interception tipped ball. So it's not like Marcus, made any big mistake, but he's playing great so far.
Dunhill short drop. He's going to throw it to the far sideline. Siege Falco has it, and he will get first down yardage as he churns his feet and gets past the first down marker to the 35.
Both offenses have been utilizing that out route, and it's been most effective when they've had another receiver lined up with them that crosses them, because it kind of just freezes up the defenders for just a split second, which is enough for these quarterbacks to squeeze that ball in there.
Just under 8 minutes to go here in the ball game from the 35. Dunhill under center. He's going to swing it out to BDG Hollywood. We've seen this a lot today, and Hollywood will get a gain of 5 out to the 40-yard line before he's tackled by Johnny Bravo. And a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule on 11 Sports. All these games going to be on the 11 Sports Network, with the exception of the San Francisco Sharks visiting the St. Louis Gladiators. That will be on the Simulation Football League Twitch channel. Want to check that out. But London and Denver, along with San Francisco and St. Louis, both coming up later this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Want to check that out, as BGG Hollywood cannot get out of the backfield as Jack Brown makes the stop for a loss of a couple.
Jack Brown just pushing his way through the blocker and wrapping up BDG Hollywood. Great individual effort by him, showing off his strength. I mean, it's hard enough to tackle BDG Hollywood, and when you do it coming off of a block, it's even better.
3rd and 8 from the 37. Dunhill to throw. Had his man open, but another receiver was running the same route. It boinks off his shoulder pad and falls incomplete. What a heartbreaker there.
Severus Sativa didn't see the ball, and the ball just kind of, as you said, boinks right off of him, killing the drive. And that just unfortunate, as Dunhill had his receiver open for the first down.
So another punt here by Otis Jenkins as he boots it down the field. Fielded just inside of the 30-yard line and out to the 30, where Charleston will take over. Still only down by 7. We got some great football here today, folks. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. Stay with us. Predators getting another shot at this, still only down by 7 as we are back at home here for the Predators, Charleston, South Carolina. TD Drew and company on offense once again with 6:41 left to go here in the ball game. Drew is going to throw it over the middle into coverage and incomplete. Dylan Rowland had a good shot at the pick as we get a look at Ken McCarro as he's been targeted 5 times, only caught 3 of those.
TD Drew missed Sean Harrelson running the post behind the linebackers. The linebackers came up to defend Ken McCarro on the drag route, and TD Drew just missed him. He could have just dumped it right over the linebackers, and that would have been almost a 20-yard gain, but we'll see if TD Drew can bounce back from that.
3 wideouts towards the top of the screen. Swearingen with a handoff as he gets a good run out to the 35-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. And it's been a defensive struggle, honestly, with the exception of the 180-yard touchdown run that we saw towards the very beginning of the game. That's the only chunk play that we've really seen all game long.
And when you get these defensive battles, it really makes for a great football game, because when you get closer to hitting the end of the game, it's just the pressure for the defense to make something happen just gets bigger and bigger.
TD Drew wants it all right here. A diving catch made at the 32-yard line. There's a chunk play right there by Shea Carroll.
That may be Shea Carroll's best catch of his career. He absolutely laid out for that one on 3rd down too. Oh my goodness, what a throw too. Wow, oh gosh, that's got to spark this Predators offense.
That's a top 10 play if I've ever seen one right there. As, man, Charleston with a huge play. Now deep into Swarm territory as they get another good chunk of 6 on 1st down there out to the 26. And that was Sean Harrelson there, the tight end, getting a good catch.
All right, Charleston, your defense has played lights out all game. They got you the ball back. You've never been closer to the end zone all game up until now. They've got to capitalize on this opportunity here to tie the game.
We approach 5 minutes to go. Swearingen with a handoff. Good penetration by the Atlanta Swarm, and that's kind of been the story all day for both defenses, shutting down the run for the most part.
There's Aaron Lee. I talked about him earlier in the game as being just a stud player in the secondary, and he came up and hit Keith Swearinger, wrapped him up for very little if no gain, and now it's setting up a 3rd down for Charleston.
3rd and 5, Drew to throw. He's going to throw near sideline, and that is incomplete. He led Shea Carroll a little bit too far out of bounds, and that's going to end up being a field goal attempt here.
And it's got to be heartbreaking for the Predators defense to see their offense get so close and the drive just to end just like that. But regardless, Predators offense starting to show some life here late in this game. If their defense can get another stop, Predators will have the ball with a little bit of time, and it'll be their final push.
Amanda Moyer with the attempt here. This will be from about 43. Kick up and away. It is through from 43 yards. 6 points, all courtesy of Amanda Moyer today on the board for the Charleston Predators as we get another look.
Yeah, she's wearing number 3 because she gets 3 points for every kick.
And this is a bit of a surprise here. Charleston lining up for the onside.
Wow, gutsy call.
I like it. Let's see if it pans out here. Moyer going the opposite direction, right at the hands team of Atlanta, and they will set up shop at the 40-yard line. Not a bad idea. Still plenty of time, though. Both teams with all 3 timeouts as well.
I think with the way your defense has played today, the way they've really been able to kind of force Atlanta into a lot of punts today, I think it's a smart gamble if your defense continues to play the way they have been all game.
From the 40, Dunhill going to swing it out to Hollywood. He's got plenty of room there as he gets a carry of 7 yards out to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Atlanta, they're a few yards away from being in a comfortable field goal range for their rookie kicker Jay. He already missed one today. We'll see if he's on the sideline warming up.
That is true. It's a great point that Miraculous has already missed 1 field goal today. So maybe Charleston having some faith in their defense, not having a whole lot of faith in the Swarm's kicker as Hollywood gets another swing pass there. He's going to have first down yardage and more inside the 20-yard line out to the 18.
And when they come out in this heavy formation, they're going to the screen rather than the run. And so far it's working out well as the Swarm are now back in the red zone for the 2nd straight drive.
Showing some nifty moves there and not great penetration by the Charleston Predators there as they were only able to really get to about the line of scrimmage there, and that was an easy kind of a void for BDG Hollywood as he gets his Swarm inside the red zone here. Marcus Dunhill taking his time at the line, bleeding some clock as he hands it off to Hollywood, and that will make it out to the 14-yard line, gain of 4.
And if you're Charleston, you know that it's okay to give up a field goal because that only puts you down a touchdown. But this late in the game, you do not want to give up a touchdown because it'll probably be the end of the game with their offense not being able to put up points the way you would hope they can.
Be sure to like the SFL on Facebook, /SimulationFL. Be sure to share all your SFL glory on Facebook. 2:43 and counting. Hollywood getting another handoff. He was going to bounce it outside and cuts back inside. Gets a gain of a couple out to the 10-yard line, 3rd and short.
I'm thinking this is the biggest 3rd down for the Predators defense. If they pick up the 1st down, it'll be 1st and goal from there, and you have another opportunity to force them into a field goal. But right here, it's kind of now or never for your defense.
Pro set for the Swarm. They're going to run one more play here. Hollywood does get the 1st down. 1st and goal out to the 8-yard line.
And when we come back from the 2-minute warning, it's going to be huge for both teams.
It is. It is a huge opportunity here for Charleston to get a stand. Atlanta's knocking on the door. 10-6 your score. 2-minute warning. Let's go. Simulation Football League brought to you by APM Music, live on 11 Sports. 2 minutes to go here in South Carolina. Charleston down by 4, but Atlanta knocking on the door here. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Pro set again for the Swarm. Hand off to Hollywood, bounces it to the outside. Can they stop them? They will, right at the 1-yard line where they'll burn their first time out. Charleston with 2 remaining.
Charleston, 1 yard for the Swarm, and the playoffs are gone for the Predators and likely the game. We'll see what their defense can do. It's not easy holding the team to 1 yard, but they got 2 plays to do it.
And they jump off sides there. It doesn't, no harm, no foul, really, as they're right at the 1-yard line. So they'll probably move them 6 inches for free here.
And that's just the second penalty of the game, I believe. So it's been mostly clean. I think both penalties on Charleston. No, sorry. 1 penalty each for both teams. Both encroachments. So it's been clean, but it's kind of gonna reset these teams, and we'll see what happens.
Like I said, not really harm here, as they'll move about 6 inches, I'd imagine, closer to the goal line. Second and goal from the 1:56 to go in the ball game. BDG, the single back. Dunhill instead is going to throw. He's going to sling it down to BDG Hollywood, who walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta.
BDG, second touchdown, fifth touchdown reception on the league. On the season, sorry. And that might be all she wrote, as the Atlanta Swarm are now up 11 points. And with the Predators offense not being able to score all game, it's likely going to be over unless they can put together a crazy final minute and 52 seconds.
It will certainly be tough for the Predators to come back here, as Miraculous will line up for the extra point to make it an 11-point ball game. Important extra point here. Good snap, good hold, and it is up and through. Makes it an 11-point ball game, so have to get touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal to tie it, or 2 touchdowns to take the lead. As we get a look at the wild card race, Atlanta there at 5-4 coming into this ball game at the 9th seed. Very, very close to the cusp of making the playoffs, and this will do wonders for their playoff lives if they come out of here with a victory today. Fielded just outside the 10-yard line. Charleston with a good return, and that is Jay Taylor bringing it out to out across the 40-yard line. A very good return there. Yeah,
and that's going to be huge. You can hear the crowd reacting to the return by Jay Taylor. It's going to give them some good field position. That's a good way to start this comeback. Charleston, the offense has got to do something. It's in TD Drew's hands now. You kind of can't rely on Keith on the ground. Definitely through the air, but this one's going to have to be won on the back of TD Drew.
Only 70 total yards from the Charleston Predators offense in the second half today, as Drew is going to go through deep and way out in front of his wide receiver there as it falls incomplete.
And going back to that last touchdown, that whole Marcus Dunhill credit, when you're playing one of the top defenses in the league and you're on the road and you need a drive to put the game away, I mean, that's the type of thing that you're going to need when you go into the playoffs and you're going up against the elite of the SFL. So great job by them to orchestrate that drive.
100%. We'll see if Charleston can orchestrate a drive of their own, as Drew is going to go deep again and incomplete. Aquana Shine out there on coverage. I believe that was on one of the wide receivers as well, and Shine is one of the best coverage backers in the SFL.
Absolutely, and it starts with his speed. I mean, his speed to be able to go side to side and up and down the field, it kind of gives him that ability to excel in both the run coverage and the pass coverage.
3rd down, minute 40 left to go. Drew under center. 7-step drop. He wants it all. Going deep. Tipped up in the air and incomplete. Impressive coverage there by Aaron Lee to get up and tip the football away. And Charleston is pretty much on their last leg here.
Yeah, it's a long 4th down conversion. And we'll see what Charleston dials up here to try to extend the drive and keep their hopes of making the playoffs alive.
Charleston still with 2 timeouts, so theoretically could get the football back depending on how long this play takes here. Or if they convert play action, TD Drew throws, and it's going to be, are they going to give him the first down? No, it's going to be short. Marked right at midfield, maybe about 6 inches short, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
I'm wondering if we're going to get a booth review here. It was very, but it does look like he was about a half yard short of picking up that first down.
Yeah, no review here, and it did look like he was just shy of picking up that first down. Heartbreak City here for Charleston as Atlanta can just run out the clock. Dunhill's going to swing it out to BDG, who's got a little bit of space. Nice spin move, good juke move. He's avoiding every tackler on the defense and is eventually tackled out of bounds. That wasn't what you wanted there, but moves the sticks for another first down.
Yeah, it's hard to put my finger on it. Was that BDG just killing the entire defense, or was that just sloppy tackle and poor form for the defenders there on that play? But regardless, what a play, and that's probably going to put an end to this game if the Swarm get one more first down.
Probably a little bit of desperation there on the part of the Predators defense as they were just desperately trying to get him down. As BDG gets another handoff, he's going to go east and west and will get tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Charleston going to burn their second timeout, 1 remaining.
And Predators, yeah, I mean, their defense has been holding up pretty much for the most part of the game. If they're going to get this ball back here, they got to kind of stop Atlanta. Atlanta's not being too aggressive, so they're playing conservative, so it is possible.
And broadcast schedule coming up on 11 Sports right there on the screen as BDG Hollywood gets another swing pass out of the backfield. Charleston going to burn their last time out. No more opportunities to stop the clock for them. Getting a look here, London visiting the Mile High City. Michael Cirillo, Stephen Hacker going to have that call on 11 Sports coming up at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Also going on at the same time, Andy Hamilton and Eddie Gage will be in St. Louis with the Sharks taking on the Gladiators. That will be on the SFL Twitch channel. 5:30 p.m., you're going to have Damon Simeon and T. Roy Gaines calling the Seattle Tyrants visiting the Tulsa Desperados. And finally, the nightcap, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, Queen City visiting Sioux Falls. Your commissioner, Cameron Irvine, and Charles Doherty be on the call on 11 Sports for that.
And if you're wondering why Swarm threw the ball rather than run and let the time tick off the clock, I think they were just kind of going for that nail in the coffin type play. And with the way your defense has been playing versus the Charleston's offense and a little time left, I actually like that play call. Try to end the game now rather than give Charleston the ball back. But we'll see what Charleston can do with just a minute left in the game and no timeouts.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. I like the idea of just putting that final nail in the coffin there as Atlanta slides in to try and down the football and can't quite keep their feet out of the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback. Charleston starting off at the 20-yard line with 59 seconds left to go.
Let's go. 1st and 10 from your Predators, 20-yard.
Charleston down 11, no timeouts. 1st and 10 from the 20. Drew, 7-step drop. Pressure coming. He's hit as he's thrown an incomplete. I believe that was Joshua Williams getting in there and applying pressure. He had a heck of a first half there and not really a ton to speak of from him in the second.
Yeah, I think that was definitely because the offensive line coach for the Predators made some adjustments, started putting the double team blocks on Williams, but they're able to put the pressure on TD Drew and forcing a complete pass.
Second down now, 3 wideouts for the Predators to work with. Drew throws it over the middle. Good pass and good catch there as it's caught out at the 37-yard line. They got to hurry here. And Drew will spike the football with 40 seconds left on the clock, second down.
I'm thinking they're going to have to get, there's not much time. I think if they want to come back, they're going to have to score quickly or get in the field goal range pretty quickly. Hit that field goal, go for the onside. If you can get that, you could take a couple shots in the end zone on some Hail Marys, but they can't take too much time trying to score.
Now, time is of the essence for the Predators here as they only have 40 seconds to work with. Drew, short drop. Pressure's coming, and Joshua Williams gets there again. Clock continuing to tick away. Drew gonna throw it again. Diving attempt and incomplete. Fourth down coming up here in the last effort for Charleston.
Yeah, TD Drew, he's been off on those deep throws. He's been overthrowing his guys. Even on that play Shea Carroll made on the diving play, he overthrew Shea Carroll, but Shea Carroll made an incredible play on that one, but just not having a rhythm with his receivers on the deep ball.
Last chance here for Charleston. 4th and 14. Drew, pressure in his face. He's forced to sling it out to the far sideline, and I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but he just kind of gets rid of it, and that's another turnover on downs there for Charleston.
Yeah, and that's gonna be the ball game after these kneels from the Swarms offense, and it was a great game. It was unfortunate the Predators couldn't do more offensively as their defense really held Atlanta in check. And Atlanta's going to extend their win streak to 3 as they improve their seeding in the playoffs.
Victory formation, the best formation in football when you're winning. As Atlanta takes a knee here. Final games they've got coming up. You touched on it a little bit, Jeremy. 2 games left on the schedule. 1 at home against the Renegades, which I would definitely say is a winnable ball game. And then they got to travel to the West Coast to take on the Tyrants over in Seattle, which will be a tough go for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And that game for both teams could determine a lot in the playoffs.
Meanwhile, Charleston all but eliminated from playoff contention here as they've got one more game to go here in season 13. Another home game against the Tulsa Desperados. Final score 17-6 as the Swarm come out with a victory. And again, Jeremy, we talked about this. It was an impressive defensive showing from Charleston. And honestly, that's probably what has kept them in the football games that they've come out on top of.
Yeah, absolutely. Their defense, once again, as they've done all season, played great, did everything they could. For Charleston, your playoff hopes and the hopes of turning your season around, they're over. But your season's not over. You got a couple games left. And in those couple games, they're definitely going to need to try something new, maybe get away from the single back only type of college offense and start mixing it up, start trying new things. You got 2 games to experiment with, and next season, if your defense comes back and they're healthy and they continue to play well, and then your offense can, improve, and they can be a force next season.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. Great defense. As we get a look here, 235 total yards on 42 total touches for BDG Hollywood. That's very impressive there, as he will almost certainly be our player of the game, and he is. 22 attempts, 127 yards and a touchdown, and then over 100 yards receiving as well with a receiving touchdown. Hard to argue against that stat line there, Jeremy.
Yeah, BDG just being the focal point of this offense, and it's showing as Atlanta's starting to click heading down the stretch.
Playoff football right around the corner. On behalf of Jeremy Vega, executive producer and commissioner Cameron Irvine, and our stats guy Chad Rowland today, I want to thank you for checking out this presentation of the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Stay tuned. We've got plenty more football coming up in the afternoon time. We'll have 2 more games ready and waiting for you. Until then, goodbye.